to see you again. Well, it's that time again. Time to get creative. Got lots of great stuff lined up for you. Take a look at this one. I'll be showing you a weird way of colouring in, which gives you some really unusual effects. And this big art attack comes on in leaps and bounds. And even if you run out of paint, you can still art attack. Hey, do you ever get the feeling you're being watched? Spooky, isn't it? A creepy crack, just like in those haunted house movies. And simple to make in 4 easy parts. A 4-part attack. Cut a nice big sheet from a roll of low-tack sticky back plastic, then using a black permanent marker, draw a wiggly line however long you want your crack to be. Then, starting at the top point, draw a second wiggly line and join it up at the bottom, and this will make the main crack. Then draw lots of smaller cracks shooting off at the sides. Now, very important, make sure that you buy low tack sticky back plastic, because if you use ordinary sticky back plastic, it's just too sticky and you might tear your wallpaper or ruin the paintwork in your room. Bad idea. Now next, you need to design whatever's on the other side of the crack. In this case, a spooky eye looking at you. Just design your spooky eye onto some white paper and start with a nice big circle and add a dot in the middle for a pupil and colour it black. Then use a grey pencil to shade around the outside of the eyeball, and this makes it look more 3D. You could always give it a smudge with your finger. Then, using a red felt tip or pencil, draw on some veins to make the eye look bloodshot. And when you're happy with the design of your spooky eyeball, cut it out. Horrible, eh? And there are other nasty eyeballs you could design. Look at these. How's about a green monster eye? Or a really crazy looking eye? Look at that. Or this one looks like a big cat's eye. Now, whatever type you draw, here's how to make your eye look through the crack. Turn your crack over and very carefully peel off the backing. Not completely though, just about halfway down. Then take your eyeball and stick it face down inside the crack. Position it slightly to one side of the crack and it adds to the peeping through effect. And your eyeball may go over the lines, but you don't have to worry about that. Then smooth the backing back into place. Now, it's important to remember to stick the eye face down, otherwise when you turn it back over, it'll be looking the wrong way. And you want it to be looking out through the plastic. Next, with your black pen, colour inside the crack. Now go all the way around the eyeball, and it's best to use permanent pen for this as it won't smudge on the plastic. Fill the whole of the main crack. And when you're happy with it, cut the whole thing out, but be extra careful when you're cutting out. Take out the big chunks first, but watch out for those little cracks. And trim off any of the eyeball that's outside the crack. And again, take care not to chop off the smaller spindly cracks. And when you finish cutting it out, you can peel back the backing and stick it to your bedroom wall. Now, although this is low tack sticky back plastic, and it's only like putting sticky tack on your wall, do me a favour, ask permission first, because you can always draw the crack on paper instead and stick that on. Then just gently smooth it down, and it really looks as if there's a huge crack in your wall and someone or something is trying to get in. Now look at this one. not only is the monster peering through, he's about to pull the wall apart. And it doesn't have to be a monster. Look at this. Loads of bugs, all trying to get into your room. Ugh! Horrible, nasty little things. Spooky, eh? Just like in the movies. Try it yourself. Turn your bedroom into a haunted house with a creepy crack. Do you like sport? Well, most of us do one sport or another, and most of us are good at one sport or another. Well, believe it or not, I was good at sport at school, but I bet you can't guess which one I was really good at. I'll show you. Any ideas what sport I was good at yet? Well, I'll give you one final clue. My sports teacher said the most important thing to do is flip. Got it yet? Yeah, believe it or not, I was really good at the high jump. What do you mean, prove it? All right, here we go. Well, all right. Not as young as it used to be. Isn't it annoying when you come to paint a picture and you've run out of certain colours? Still, if you've got some colours left, you can still paint a picture, I say. So, OK, let's see what I've got left in my old paint box. Well, there's blue and there's blue and... oh, blue it is then. So, OK, what can I paint in blue on white paper? There it is, blue on white. Blue on white, blue on white, blue on white. Let's think. I know. Now, come on, Blue. It's just me and you. So I'm relying on you. Good luck, Blue. Here we go. Now, I think just start with a wash of blue at the top of the page. And just start to pick out some shapes. And a little bit more paint. And make it less of a wash. And a bit more for some shading. Now just using blue like this gives a real cold feel to your picture. Just pick out a few more shapes. Any idea what it's going to be? And a few more bits of brown around here. Now, a bit more blue. And add in some more shading. Some fur. Any ideas? And some claws. Surely you've got it now. Just with the tip of my brush, some darkish blue. Just add in some fine detail on the face. Nose. There's a mouth. And some final bits of shading just down the side of the face. And there it is. Not bad for just one colour, eh? Good old blue. He won't say anything. He's shy. Try it yourself. Even if you've only got one colour left, think how you can best use it with your white paper and create a picture, even when you've run out of most of your paints. 999,998, thank you. 999,999, thank you. A million thanks for sending in your artwork. And it all goes in the Art Attack gallery. Take a look at this lot. Look at this. This picture from Kieran is really striking. The red and yellow sky is a great contrast to the bold cactus silhouettes. And Abby's frog looks really at home on that branch, doesn't it? Just look how she's camouflaged it with the 3D leaves. Very effective, that. And Ruben has used unusual materials to make this art attack. I think the feathers and wool give this bit of artwork a real Wild West feel. And Jack's abstract pencil design is very colourful and full of movement. And colouring in different directions is a great way of making all the shapes stand out. Yeah, great pencil colouring from Jack. Hey, and that reminds me, you know when you've really worn your pencils out so they're just tiny little stubs, like this? Well, they're really fiddly to use, aren't they? And I bet you're tempted to just sling them in the bin. Well, don't. Don't waste them, because here's a way of making them easy to use again. Just take a strip of paper and roll it tightly around your pencil, like that, and then roll the pencil in the strip, like that, and then just pull it out at the end and pop on some tape to hold it into place, and there you have the pencil that's nice and easy to use again, plenty to hold on to, so you can now use the little stubby bit a little bit longer before you throw it away, and it doesn't go to waste. Good, eh? So where were we? Wow. Yasmin's really gone to town with her collage, hasn't she? It's jam-packed with all sorts of materials. Now that's my kind of art attack. But this art attack is a nightmare. Literally. What a great spooky art attack from Jack. I wouldn't like to come face to face with this monster in my dreams. Now this is a fun idea by Alex. simply filling in blocks of colour on this squiggly pattern, he's managed to create a really funky abstract design. Love it. I really like Lee's use of chalk pastels in this picture. She's managed to capture the delicate nature of the rose's petals perfectly. Alice's work has been inspired by pop art designs. The 3D papier-mâché face has been made on top of that dotty, spotty frame. It makes a real impact, doesn't it? Ah, yes. I love pop art. Nice art attack, Alice. And you know, all those dots are a really unusual way of colouring things in. Well done. I like to look for strange ways of colouring things in all the time. In fact, I've got an unusual colouring technique which I call pop art patterns. First, you need to choose a picture. Now, you can use a photo or pick one from a magazine. It can be anything you like, but I think that this technique works best on faces, but it can be anything you want. Then, create a pop art pattern. Just lay some tracing paper over your chosen picture, then using a pencil, pick out some of the main lines, like around the outside edge of the face, and around the features like the eyes and the nose and even the mouth. And you could also outline areas of shading, like on the cheek. And when you've picked out all the areas you want, trace the image onto another piece of paper. Now, the way to use tracing paper, if you want an exact copy of your picture, is to trace round all the lines using a soft pencil. Then flip the tracing paper over onto some scrap paper, and again go all over those lines. Then take your best paper and flip the tracing paper back once more, and again trace over the lines, and you'll get an exact copy of your original picture. Like that. So, once you've traced your picture, start to fill in the different areas with different patterns. Now, felt tips are good for this. Try to give it a nice, bold design. How about orange stripy lips? Or pink for the eyes? Or even lime green for the hair? And it doesn't matter that the colours are unrealistic, as it all adds to the funky effect. And you start to get this pop art pattern effect. Just keep filling the shapes with different patterns and colours. And when you've completely coloured it in, you'll have something that looks like this. Good effect, isn't it? And if you colour in the areas differently, you get a different effect every time. How about colouring it in block colour, like that? That's a good effect. Or how about this? I've used pen on this one, and then I've coloured the blocks in using cut-out bits of magazine. And on this one, I haven't even coloured in the blocks. I've just left the lines with different colours. That looks good. And how about this? I've coloured in the blocks using bits of cut-out newspaper. Very effective, that. And I think if you do a few different styles, because they don't take long to do, that they look brilliant. And if you display them all together like this, I think you've got a very effective art attack.
Effective art attacks right there in the space. All right, let's talk about the DSS tour, because it may be coming to a town near you, and if it is, we want to see you there. Ryan and I are hitting the road on November, here they are, 21st, there it is. At 10:30, we'll be at the St. Lawrence Centre in Ottawa, Ontario. Later that day at 4.